Hi everybody, welcome to the TAB Sport Rugby Update. Week 9 of the Super Rugby Tournament just keeps rolling on, just been going over 2 months now. Very exciting stuff. Let's have a look at last week's games. A couple that we're going to have a look at. The first one down in Dunedin is the Highlanders taking on the Cheetahs. Highlanders had a very good start, couple of tries to Adam Thompson and this wonderful try to Kenny Lynn. It just shows the value of Colin Slade as he ghosts across the field, creating a bit of space in midfield. Kenny Lynn, very fast, very efficient, under the posts, easy 7-pointer. The Cheetahs though, they came back into it, they didn't go away, they're quite a plucky side. I think they could be a good underdog, or in fact they'll probably be favourite this week, but they'll be a good underdog to follow in the coming weeks. Pretty good side, the Cheetahs. The second match we'll look at from last week was the Brumbies against the Hurricanes in Canberra, both on a string of 4 losses in a row. But the Brumbies managed to eke out a 1-point win. Great start by the Hurricanes with this charge down. It was the second charge down off Matt Tamua in the first 3 minutes. Aaron Cruden did a marvellous job of regathering short of the line, skidding over, getting the try. The commentators took a while to identify him, but it was Aaron Cruden. He was replaced at half-time by Dan Kirkpatrick, who replaced Cruden because of a strained Achilles. And secretly in Wellington here, we're quite excited because Bodine Barrett's been brought into the side. He's been in the wider training group. Exciting player, look out for him this week when they go over to Africa and continue on their woeful season. Let's hope they can get a win. Look at the black book now where we get all the big bets for you. I've got it right here next to me. The biggest one of the week, $18,000 on the Waratahs. They were at $1.04. That was during the game against the Force. They were up about 12 or 14 points at that stage. Didn't have to sweat too much, so the $18,000 at $1.04. A little return, but fairly safe. Next one, $10,000 at $1.45 on the Brumbies against the Hurricanes. They were made to sweat for that, as I mentioned, just the 1-point win to the Brumbies, but a nice win for the punter there. Crusaders against the Bulls, $6,000 at $1.22. Again, you didn't have to work for your money on that one. And the fourth one was the Crusaders Bulls. Again, Bulls getting 9.5-point start. Someone put $5,000, so that's the only one of the big book we collected on. So I guess the big punters got it over us last week. Looking ahead to this weekend's games now, and Mount Maunganui sees the Chiefs hosting the Crusaders. Crusaders juggernaut just carries on. I seem to say it every week, and I also seem to say, have a look at this great try from Sonny Bill Williams. He's scoring them ad nauseum at the moment. Coming from depth, he's just getting better and better at his positional play at second 5. Steams through the gap. This guy is big. He's as big as Brad Thorne if you look at the post-try celebration. He's as big as some of these forwards, and he's incredibly fast too. He just keeps getting better. He's really going to test the Chiefs' defence, which is going to have a little bit more starch to it now that Stephen Donald and Mills Moliaina looks like they're going to be back for the Chiefs. I still think, and I keep saying it, and I think I'll be saying it for many, many weeks, the Crusaders will once again win, but I do think it will just be 12 and under this week. The next game we'll have a look at is the Blues against the Waratahs. The biggest city in New Zealand against the biggest city in Australia. Always a great annual grudge match. The Blues are starting to show some consistent form, and it's something we haven't seen for quite a number of years. Big challenge for them though in the Waratahs. The Waratahs were really good last week. Drew Mitchell is absolutely on fire and probably one of the first named in Robbie Dean's Wallaby squad. One of his tries, probably one of the better tries he scored this year, off a great break by Dave Dennis, who's a hard-working loose forward. He burgles it actually off, I think it was Tom Carter on his outside, and if you have a look at what happened to Tom Carter after he was snaffled, not only did he miss out on the try, he got kicked in the head for his troubles as well. David Smith there, I think it was, giving him a bit of a towing. But yep, Drew Mitchell's on fire, but I just don't think the fire's strong enough or hot enough to beat the Blues. It's going to be close, it always is. Waratahs won their first ever match in Auckland 2 years ago. I think it's going to be back on the winning ways for the Blues, 1-12. The last feature game we'll have a look at this week is the table-topping Reds. I don't know if they've ever been top of the table. They might have been back in '99 actually at one stage. But the good thing about the Reds is they're a big, open running team, but they proved last week they can win in a tight match. They are taking on the Bulls, and their pattern is this. They beat teams that are below them on the table, and they lose to teams that are above them. The Bulls are 8th, the Reds are 1st, and one of these tries from last week that we can see was Mike Harris, who's in tremendous try-scoring form for them. He's sort of a North Harbour reject, if you like, and he's really found a good home in Queensland. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, he's got Australian heritage, so he could force his way into the Wallabies. But for me, a very good, well-performed Reds, good at home, good on the road, big crowd against the Bulls, who are bully boys against weak sides. This ain't a weak side. Reds, 13 and over.